am here with
James Stewart.
So James, what project are you affiliated with here?
My film is called Chateau Laurier. It's a period drama set in 1912 Ottawa. I'm from Canada. And tonight we won Best Supporting Actress for Fiona Reid and also Best Costume Design.
And what was your involvement exactly in the film?
I'm the producer-director of Chateau Laurier.
Congratulations on the win. So tell me, some of the challenges with getting the film done.
Yeah, it's a costume drama, so hair, makeup, wardrobe, period locations, filmed during COVID. So it was very difficult to bubble the actors and keep everybody safe and test everybody. And it's a show, even though we didn't have a lot of money, it looks very expensive because it's shot in a Victorian era hotel. And yeah, it's on Apple TV and it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Chateau Laurier, and love it if people would download it and watch it.
What are you working on next? Any upcoming projects?
Yeah, I just produced a 7-day feature called Sway, which will hopefully be on the festival circuit this fall. That was, again, a very low-budget 7-day feature, but it's a thriller, a contained thriller.
Okay. I love thrillers. That's got to be one of my favorite genres. So where are you coming from? Are you coming from elsewhere?
Yeah, we drove in from Toronto, Canada, we spent a night in Detroit, and then we came to Chicago last night, and it's been fun. The festival's been amazing, and we were thrilled to win 2 awards tonight.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. How can fans and potential film investors find you?
So my company is called Geneva Film Company. You can find that, and the show is called Chateau Laurier. It's on Amazon and Apple and Google Play, so please download it.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. All right. Hi, guys. I have here
Ben O'Donnell.
Scott Harves.
And you guys are affiliated with which films?
The Long Haul.
The Long Haul, yes. Best documentary tonight.
Congratulations to you both. Or were you one of the people that accepted, or are you just?
I am the actual subject of the documentary.
Oh, I'm new at this. So how does it feel to be to have your life, examined so carefully?
As a natural introvert, it was difficult. I know Scott, when he came to talk to us, asked, we want to tell this story, and it was very difficult to be like, let's open up my life to a filmmaker and a documentary. But then we thought about the story, and this story was too important to just let sit in a closet. We needed to be able to get this out there and to help others that were going through similar journeys or similar struggles. So we felt that it was too important not to tell the story. But it is very difficult to open up your entire world to camera crews.
I would think so. Now, what made you, how did you guys get?
How did we connect? Yeah, well, so Ben was Minnesota's first critical COVID patient, and his story, he was in the hospital for a month, and he survived. And when I read about him surviving in the newspaper, I was drawn to the fact that there was a quote, and he planned to run an Ironman triathlon later that year. I was like, no way. He just barely survived this COVID, right? And we knew nothing about COVID back in April of 2020. So I got in touch with them. We met in May of 2020, and I just said, can we film you periodically during, the summer of 2020, and can we see if you can pull off running and, competing in an Ironman triathlon, basically finishing a 140-mile race, coming off, being in the hospital for a month. So it was just something that sounded exciting to try to be a part of. And just sort of show people what it was like recovering from the pandemic at the time, which we knew nothing about, right?
Now, do you primarily do documentaries, or does it depend on whatever calls out to you?
I'm a television producer for ESPN, and we went into the story thinking it would be like a 10-minute story at the end of the pandemic in 2020 when everything was honky-dory, right? And it turned into much more than that. And I had some managers who wanted to kill the story at some point, but I fought for it. We kept with it. It turned into an hour documentary, and Ben completed an Ironman triathlon in May of 2021. And so we were able to, tell his complete journey, and it was awesome.
That's so great. Now, where are you guys from? Where are you guys?
I now live in Eastern Canada, New Brunswick, Canada, instead of Minnesota.
Okay, what about you?
So I live just south of Minneapolis in the Twin Cities, and so Ben was living in the Twin Cities at the time. So during COVID, when nobody was really traveling, it just happened to be fortunate that we lived an hour apart, and so it was easy for me and a cameraman and an audio man to just sort of follow Ben that summer and tag along with him on his training and journey. So.
That's awesome. What are you guys working on next? I know you're the subject. Are you the subject of any other?
No, for the most part, I still do my consulting business, and I'm a motivational speaker telling my story about what happened.
That makes sense. That is so perfect. How about you? What are you working on these days?
At the end of last year, I completed another hour-long documentary on Charlie Ward, who was a 1993 Heisman Trophy winner who played college football and then played in the NBA, professional basketball. I currently don't have any major projects in the works, just some smaller stuff for ESPN. So.
Well, how can fans find you guys?
So the long haul is currently streaming on ESPN Plus. So if you have ESPN Plus, look up the long haul and you can watch the documentary.
And how about you?
Just look up my website, benjaminodonnell.com, and you can find me as a motivational speaker.
That's awesome. We all can use a little motivation these days. So thank you so much, guys.